Alright, we're back now.
Woohoo!
Pretend none of that what happened happened.
I mean, we did, although we, although we did it without the, we're gonna do it without the intro music, which is kind of, I feel a little bummed out about that.
Yeah, well, Discord decided that it didn't want to work.
Okay, so
You know what I hate?
Huh.
Okay, here's what I hate about the Restream bot. It always picks up from the, I'm looking at the feed right now, and it has the last stream in chats.
Yeah, jeez.
That's not great.
Oh well. Okay, so to start us off, there's some good news. There's some good news where the Mythoverse is concerned because we took care of two big things last night, didn't we, Matt?
We did. It was all about the Patreon exclusives and Mythochibi's compilation.
Actually, okay, make that three things because we did find out something else.
Are you gonna tell
Okay,
us what it's gonna be?
All right, so to start off, last night we had a meeting with Michael and Matt from the co-publishers of Wicked Publishing, and because something that has been brought up on the show and is kind of discussed by the larger Mythoverse community from time to time is there going to be a collected print volume for the Mythochibi's webcomic, which is something we've all wanted to do. And the answer to that is, yeah, we want to do that. The only issue was whether or not we'd have to discuss negotiate a new contract with Wicked for it, and we did. So So in the near future, we are going to be getting a contract drafted up to get Mythochibi's Volume 1 printed.
That's definitely a good thing because I actually really do enjoy the Mythochibis. They're pretty great.
yeah.
And speaking of which, the next
Baby Maeve is such a shit kid. I love her.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of which, next comic might be a little bit on the delayed side because, and this is my fault. Antonella sort of got a late start on this one because I did not have the scripts for the next two strips written up till very late in the afternoon yesterday.
Oh shit.
Oh boy.
There are children afoot.
Oh, you heard that?
What was that? Your nephew?
That was my mom yelling at the dog. Sorry, guys.
What Wicked do?
So it wasn't exactly children.
Close enough.
Because he has the cone of shame. Because he had surgery on his leg.
You always gotta love the cone of shame.
And we have to keep the dog separated now because he can't. Oh no! This is a Boston. Okay, keep them separated because they'll try and kill each other.
Let me guess. Neither of them were.
Oh, they're all. They're just fucking assholes. Like, hey, I put Wicked on medication. He's doing okay. He's not coughing as much.
Oh boy, this.
Don't bite.
Hey Matt, I've got red on the control room. What does it look like on your end?
It's green. Has a slight bit of the red, but
all right. If there's any problems in the feed, let us know in the chat. Okay, so yeah, a printed collection of the first volume of Mythochibis is definitely in the future. which is also going to be great for Antonella because, as far as I know, this would be her first published work.
Yay! Published Mythochibis.
Now everyone gets to see the misadventures of Baby Maeve.
Baby Maeve and how she makes Adobe's life hell.
Poor Adobe.
The ox must suffer.
Exactly. But yeah, I think what's gonna be funny though is the next couple of strips, because without going into too much detail, there's a little bit of a send up to a certain Peanuts special.
Yep. And it's going to be very appropriate for this time of the year, because we all know have that one family member who can't stand not eating on Thanksgiving.
Huh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what?
Matt was
Yeah,
going very robot-y.
yeah, he would put a robot on me.
That's weird. I've got green on my end.
Oh, so do
You sound-
I. But
Matt
we all
sounds
know
okay
Discord isn't exactly reliable with tracking these things.
Matt sounds okay with me.
Yeah, he was okay on stream, so I guess I'm just dumb.
And it was probably shit on my end too, because he went robot on me pretty bad.
I love how you didn't even have to say anything, and I pulled up my rank card.
Okay, so yeah. Aside from that, what's also good is that we should be getting approved copies for the comics this week.
Nice.
Physical copies, you mean?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
the creator always gets the first one. It's kind of a thing in publishing. I found out.
Well, not just.
Found out that
Well, it's just to also make certain that it's perfect for release.
well, yeah.
It's sort of like, hey, look, you're the one who's making this comic. Does this look like what you wanted it to be? Yes or no?
That is definitely gonna be a whole lot of fun. We're gonna do like a little, I guess you could say, unwrapping, since they're not gonna come in a box, so you can't unbox them that way.
Yeah,
The deflowering.
I don't know.
Dylan, no.
and-
Dylan, no.
Okay, ignoring Dylan, it is pretty standard for the creator to get the first copy, unless you work for Marvel and your name is Jim Starlin. Then you get screwed.
Uh,
Guys. Guys, looking not safe for work.
No.
what?
Oh my God!
What?
What did Dylan?
Oh.
What did you do, Dylan?
when he just entered the pin, someone knocks the drink out of your hand, and I think I subscribed to the wrong Disney Plus.
Mm,
Like, Dylan, no.
God, oh my God, these are all so wrong.
I am beginning to feel like I should probably just mute Dylan from now on.
No.
I think I'll just keep trolling on Twitter and hunt for Baby Yoda pics.
This is supposed to be a professional stream, Dylan. Come on.
What profession?
For tonight?
What professionalism?
I mean, yeah, it kind of got thrown out the window when we had technical difficulties, but we can try and save face.
When was the last time there was professionalism when professionalism in comic books went together?
That's what the Mythoverse is trying to bring back.
Well, that, and we want people to not run away whenever they see our logo.
Hey, our lesbian characters have character. Thank you.
We only have one lesbian character.
Yeah.
And the other one's bi.
Yeah, and yeah, and that leaves Maeve as the token straight girl.
she, she's just
And-
Berg.
And she's there's that, but she's also the one who's also not human.
That's very true.
Well, Adobe's from Florida. I'm not sure she counts as.
Well, I mean, you got a point there.
Well, at least he's not from California.
Yeah.
Adobe.
Yeah, now that I think about it, fighting a monster in the rain in your R2D2 Underoos wielding a banjo. Could you think of anything that is more Florida woman?
A Florida woman,
Yes.
Dame Commander.
But it involves a lot more drugs.
Probably can't go outside without having to wrestle up Bayou Fox.
That's a Louisiana thing. They don't have bayous in Florida. They have swamps.
Close enough. Bayou is just a river and a swamp.
I'm pretty sure there's a slight difference between a bayou and a swamp.
As it is a river that goes through a swamp. Mostly man-made, though. Mostly man-made.
So what is the difference that a bayou is basically like basically a lake that's also a swamp?
No,
Bayou
it's
is,
more
I
of a
think-
river.
I think it's really more of the same thing as a bay.
Really?
It's friends.
It's more of a river or creek.
You guys see that power girl?
But it can be pretty swampy most of the time.
I'm pretty sure like 90% of Louisiana is swamp.
Man, I lived in the swamp. I lived next to a bayou. Most of my family lived on bayous. Like we're talking straight up having to walk upstairs to the front door on houses that are on long ass stilts. Because the ground is so wet, you can't put a foundation on it.
Hey, you guys see that Power Girl thing I drew?
Yeah, we all did.
If you thought my Supergirl was thick,
I'm pretty sure this is in reference to my Florida woman comment. Organized says it's missing the meth and alligator. You know, that would make okay. You know, with the right artist, that would actually make an awesome some variant cover for Adobe Kroger, like just Adobe fist fighting an alligator.
She's wielding a meth
the
pipe against the
Mythoverse-
alligator.
If the Mythoverse had a video game, there would totally be an Adobe Swamp Warrior skin.
I wouldn't want to see Adobe fight a gator with a weapon. I'd like to see her fight a gator wielding
No.
another gator.
No, actually, now that I think about it, we gotta.
No, straight up
Wielding a
gator
by the
wrestling.
tail.
Straight up gator wrestling.
You know, if I'm thinking, okay, Matt Yoda, since Chad is not in here, what's the most Michigan woman thing you guys can come up with?
Michigan.
Every single
Because
one of
Althea is
children
from
having
Michigan.
fetal alcohol syndrome.
Well, that's more of an Ann Arbor thing, but
I mean, I don't party, so I can't comment on the Ann Arbor scene that much. I'm a bit of a recluse here, but
yeah, I can't say there's much that can be said about Michigan women. They're not as crazy. They're not crazy like Florida women. And
I'd say in general, Michigan isn't as crazy as Florida. But then again,
It's Florida. How could? There's no possible way you can be crazier than Florida.
California.
No, California is insane.
California is retarded.
Yeah. So the difference is
California is
crazy
diseased
can be
quite
fun.
legally.
Insane is never fun.
Very
Yeah.
true.
I just want a WWE match of Florida man and Polish man.
Oh jeez.
Polish man
That
looks
would-
like
That I guarantee, whoever books, if it's AEW or WWE, whoever books that match, they will make money hand over fist.
and Polish man looks like Geralt of Rivia.
Oh
So you got,
no!
I don't know. It's just like because when I got the Florida woman variant cover in my head. So like maybe not so much Michigan woman, but like what's something like you can just see Althea doing it like as a variant cover that is just
I have
pure
found
Michigan.
the most wholesome meme on the internet.
Oh God.
You've honestly got nothing, Matt.
So I've got nothing right now.
Well, I am stumped on ideas for a Mythics variant cover because I like did some, but I didn't like them. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna redo them. I'm like, you guys don't have to pay me again. Well, you still have to pay me once, Matt. Where's my money?
Yeah, you haven't paid.
Hey.
Yeah, you haven't paid Dylan, Matt.
Hey, Dylan, you started it
What?
without telling me.
Huh?
You started it without telling me.
Gorgonite says getting hobbit weed from a hooded dealer in some alleyway.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Hey,
Gorgon, I used to live in
Neostar.
Detroit. I forgot. Gorgon, I used to live in Detroit.
I think the most Michigan thing cops can do is party in the back of the police cruiser. Because I actually saw that happen in Detroit once.
Jeez.
To Detroit. No, not Detroit. No, please.
Reminder that the only thing Detroit has going for it right now is the Red Wings.
Uh-huh.
When you can watch
Man.
that on TV from anywhere.
Man, I remember when it was a plan of mine after I got through college with my instrumentation degree was to save up cash so I can go in for business and then start buying some cheap factories in Detroit. That's never gonna happen now.
Oh, no.
Well, never say never about that last part, because from what I hear, the real estate market in Detroit is cheap as fuck.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
no one wants to live there.
Well, I watched an episode of
You'll
the Grand
probably
Tour
have
when they
sit
went
on
to
it for a
Detroit.
while, but you'll probably have to sit on it for a while, but it will eventually be worth something, because once people start seeing how cheap the rent is, they're starting to start getting ideas.
Hey, Alabaster, your mic is super quiet. Are you?
I essentially just wanted my plan was essentially just to become that guy in
Is this
every
better?
Yes, that is significantly better.
in like every cyberpunk
Because
fantasy.
I was like really far away from my mic.
I just wanted to be that one guy in every cyberpunk that goes to Detroit, makes like $1 million venture, and just sell the world.
Neostar's asking about a 9 Deaths of the Ninja video
Well,
he
as long
posted.
as you don't get shot out of a huge building.
Yeah.
Although, if that's your main worry, don't come to Dallas either, because that's where RoboCop was filmed.
That's true.
Oh, I found it. It's some funny videos.
when he was looking for locations to film RoboCop, I forget his name for some reason.
Lean in closer to your mic, Alabaster. You're getting quiet again.
Sorry. When he was looking for locations to film RoboCop, he chose Dallas because a lot of its architecture was very avant-garde, especially
And
the
futuristic, I
skyscrapers.
think.
Yeah, they still actually do look kind of futuristic. They're just that strange. But I believe it was Renaissance Tower that he was specifically liked because the edges are lit green at night. And the entire time they were filming there, they were doing repairs on the lights, so they weren't lit up.
You know,
Which is funny, although I always wondered why they didn't just go ahead and rotoscope that in. Because it would have been easy, because they rotoscoped in a bunch of other stuff in the movie.
I don't know. But one thing I can also say is that, like, working in that suit was misery for Peter Weller. It nearly killed him. Like,
I'm
he
not
had to
surprised.
Yeah, he had to do like his scenes in like really short bursts, and then he had to sit in front of an industrial fan to cool off, and he lost a fuck ton of weight because of the heat.
And he wasn't necessarily a big guy to begin with. I mean, they because the suit was so bulky, there wouldn't be enough space for the person inside it.
Hey, that's
Gorgonite,
that's good.
Gorgonite says Dusk wants to be Seraph Industries and challenge the Illuminati.
Yeah, exactly.
Seraph Industries.
That's exactly it. You got me, Gorg. You got me.
Organize.
I didn't ask for this.
Oh, Neostar, if you want to hear just how uncomfortable it was, there's this one interview that Peter Weller does for Ain't It Cool News, and he is talking about like how bad the first suit was, because the first suit, like, it nearly got him to quit because it was just so it was even, how do I put it? They kind of wanted it originally to be more, I think, I guess you could say more fluid in its movements.
Yeah, serpentine. I think
Yeah.
was the word used.
But it was just so. I don't know what went wrong with it, but they just, for whatever reason, he found out he could not move at all in the suit, and no one could figure out what the problem was.
We all know the best remake of RoboCop was Deus Ex Machina. Not Deus, Deus Ex Human
Revolution.
Revolution Human. Yeah, that
Yep.
brain fart.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, it's like, but yeah.
because he was literally a RoboCop in Detroit.
Oh yeah, but there's still more to the story. But yeah, there's just like everyone's just losing their goddamn mind because of how bad the production is going, and so they bring in Moni Yakim, who is an instructor of mime at Juilliard University. I didn't make a word of that up.
No, I know who you're talking about.
I know
they
you
mentioned all
know.
of
I'm
this
talking
in the
to it's
commentary.
everyone else. Know this. Yeah. So he takes a look at the suit. He figures out what's wrong with it. And then he starts kind of talking Peter Weller through on how he's going to have to work with the suit, and he can't move like a person, essentially.
Of course, he's not a person, so it works.
Yeah. Exactly. It was also kind of. Hey, look, there's Patrick Johnson.
That movie is a
Hey,
perfect
Patrick.
example of why they never should have stopped using squibs.
Yeah.
I understand if like you're a really low budget movie and you just can't afford that.
I love this
Or a
comment
big
in here. Mime is an awful sin unless it's to train RoboCop.
But if you're doing like a big production, you need to be using squibs. It's not the same without them.
Yeah, just like
That
do you
like the ED 109 or whatever it's called test scene from the beginning of the movie that wouldn't have worked without squibs.
Oh, probably not.
Yeah, and like the freaking reboot, wasn't it a PG-13?
Yep.
Yeah, like
Which-
every movie like around that time was like PG-13 because for a short while they were afraid.
No, actually, I think they had to talk down. They had to edit it to get it from an X to an R.
Oh, the original?
I think
Yeah, we're
they-
talking about RoboCop, aren't we?
Yeah, but he went to
The
the
ori-
reboot for PG-13.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, when they
But
said
yeah,
they're gonna
but
do
I'm not
PG-13,
making that up. By the way, the original cut of the original cut of RoboCop that this one never made it to the theaters. I don't think this one even was even technically released in any capacity, but it got an X rating because of how violent it was. And so they added in all that news footage and other shit to make it to at least lighten the mood, and it got it down to an R.
Jesus.
Speaking of, actually, here's another thing I want to comment on.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember that what was it? I don't know if it was a fake heart or a replacement heart. It it was a commercial that plays at the beginning of the movie, and it's about it's about how we can give you a new heart, and if
I
it
think I know where
breaks,
this is going.
yeah, and if it breaks, don't worry, we'll replace it. It's under warranty. Now here's the part. I watched the
Organs that are
SF
under
Debris
warranty.
review of RoboCop, and he said, anyone who says we'll replace it if it breaks expects it to break.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Imagine having like vital organs that could be just made, whether it be like through clone growth or cybernetics.
That's
But-
literally the plot of Repo the Genetic Opera.
Yeah, but you get like stuff like you expect from like like car problems, like warranties, down payments, and insurances, and also like the possibility of lemons,
Yeah.
stuff that looks good but runs on shit.
Did somebody say lemon?
Something that looks good that runs on shit. I'm pretty sure that describes my organs right now.
Oh my god.
I mean, does no one find the? I mean, does no one kind of find that kind of disturbing? Like, the last thing you want breaking down on you for whatever reason.
It's your heart.
Yeah.
I mean,
That would be very bad.
that's basically just cancer
Or heart attack.
or heart attack or stroke.
Yep. Oh
What
boy.
was that?
That was
Or
me.
just plain organ failure.
Just remember, if you do not have enough new yen to spring for the spindle supports, do not buy new cyber arms.
No.
Oh, I think he meant spinal supports.
I never asked for this.
Well, eventually we're probably going to have it to the point where
Yeah, meant spinal.
You know, it's been a while since I played Human Revolutions, and it was a lot. And I only played Mankind Divided a few months ago, but I still remember Human Revolution a lot more than I do Mankind Divided.
But that was because that was like the most prolific one. That's where you got all the memes and shit from.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for this.
I did
That is
that.
true. Patrick says, I like a little shadow run in my RoboCop. Garganite says, forget the organs, we can give you a whole new body, which you don't even own, and the company you're working with can hold that loan over your head until you're no longer useful.
David Seraph, he gave me a vagina.
And I can see that being a whole nightmare like Black Mirror situation. Oh yeah, we'll give you this whole body, but it's still technically our property. So once you're in it, we can do whatever the hell we want with you.
Oh
Yeah.
god, that's
If the
just...
boomers are still alive, I could see them doing something like that.
That's just horrific.
Yeah, that was like, wasn't that like the whole deal that like Seraph Industries like
I can see
owned-
Ben Shapiro endorsing it.
and Tim Pool being like, like I'll tell you what, man.
Oh, and I can see one of these.
Don't
and I can
blame
see one
us.
of
You
these,
signed the wafer. You read the terms of service.
and I can see one of these people, and I can see one of these like one of these body loan advocates going on Joe Rogan and he's talking about how we do all this good for
Wow,
for humanity, and he's like, that's crazy. You ever done D&T?
really? Wow.
Oh, what's the name of his editor guy?
I like
He has,
Joe
like,
Rogan's podcast.
Jamie?
Don't get me wrong,
You
but
talking about
Yeah.
Jamie?
Jamie, can you look that up? You look that
Do
up
you
real quick.
remember? Do you remember when Alex Jones was on there? Oh, I'm fucking retarded.
It's like, I'll be honest with you, I'm a little retarded.
I'll be honest with you. I'm a little retarded.
I mean, that's a. I appreciate the humility of that, though.
Well, never forget there was a Greek philosopher who once said, I forget which one, but the beginning of wisdom is admitting that you know nothing.
Yep. In fact, I think that was that was actually the answer to a riddle in there was a Star Trek point-and-click adventure game, a Final Unity.
It was Socrates.
I had a
I
feeling
didn't
that would be
check it.
Socrates.
Yeah,
One thing I know.
Sounds like a Socrates thing.
That does sound like
Yeah,
it.
one thing I know, that I know nothing. This is the source of my wisdom.
I appreciate Aristotle, but he tried to answer too much unanswerable stuff.
Ard.
real-
Like Ardtrat's gay.
The real kicker with corporate nightmare would be if you had like an outer world situation where a corporation can expand so big that when it starts doing colonies, that its colonists are literally employees, thus are property of the company, and so you have to rent out like grave space and just imagine like you're dead, but they're gonna still make use of your body, so they like put like cybernetics all over that shit. So now they own, and so now you're like a corporate cyborg zombie.
Oh my god, that actually sounds creepy.
Oh, definitely. So, to answer Patrick's question, we are streaming through a through a cabbage called Discord. It's
Well, he said cabbage. That's even worse than a potato.
yeah. It's
Yeah, at least you can make a light bulb out of a potato, I think.
yeah. It's
But
all
first,
green.
have you replaced your kidneys yet? I have via the fine folks at Poland Branch Cyberforms.
You know, you could probably light a light bulb from a cabbage. I just don't think anyone's tried hard enough yet.
Probably just haven't had enough cabbages.
Probably about 10,000 cabbages.
The thing is, you don't even light a bulb with a potato. It's just easier to transmit electricity through.
Okay, so alright, explain that to me, like, you can actually do that.
The thing with potatoes doesn't generate inner energy. It just the way the potato is formed, it just transfers the energy way more efficiently.
It's a good conductor, is what you're saying.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is an
the
incredibly good conductor.
Yeah, it's, I believe, iron and copper. So one is the anode, one is the cathode, and the ions in potatoes conduct electricity between them very well. Chemistry, it's fun, guys.
You know, now I have to wonder, why are we not seeing Vice articles on how replace all the copper wiring in your house with a potato?
Because they don't last as long.
Because we had to farm from Vice too.
Oh.
Potassium, yes.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
Vice is okay. I mean, Vice is okay with running articles about how we should eat bugs because they're protein rich.
Yeah, like what the hell?
all protein, no fat.
Yeah, but you know, it's different when it has to deal with them.
I mean, as I said before, I was once in a camp of, oh hey, if I were to find a place that specializes in cooking bugs, I might give it a try once to see if I like it. But now that they're so adamant to force it down our throats, I'm like, nah, go fuck yourself. I ain't gonna do that now. Like shit, I like grubs and chocolate covered ants as much as the next guy in Louisiana, but come on.
Yeah. Isn't there also like I think there's like also some sort of chocolate covered roach that they like to eat down in Mexico.
Ew.
I wouldn't know about that.
Chicken Sith says, honey, what's the smell in the walls? Oh, the outlet just made a hash browns.
Just made hash browns.
Well, I don't know if it. I don't know if it. I don't know if it was a cockroach.
Don't forget eating other humans. It's better for the environment, after all.
If it was in Mexico, it was
Gorgonite.
El Cacaroch. Just kidding. I don't know what the hell it's called over there. El
It's la
Cacaroch.
cucaracha.
Cucaracha. They'll tell
Probably
you
not.
to eat. They'll tell you to eat bugs, but they likely won't eat them themselves. Nah, they'll keep all the steaks to themselves.
Well,
Well,
I was
duh.
reading somewhere that it turns out that bugs don't contain all of the proteins that you need, even though they are very much high in protein. There are
Oh yeah, there's
different kinds of
different.
protein.
There's many different proteins that you need, but bugs are a good source of specific kinds.
By the way, the one I'm thinking of, it's not even a cockroach. It's a chapulín, which is a Mexican grasshopper.
Hmm.
Yeah, they do. They actually do. They eat this. They actually use this in a lot of dishes down in Mexico.
I mean, have you seen the state of Mexico?
It ain't good times, fam.
I mean, Victor's from Mexico. He could tell me everything.
My
Just
grandfather's
remember,
from Mexico.
Neostar.
I
Remember
wonder why he
Neostar.
left.
Get chipped, eat the bugs, live in the pod.
Have these people never seen Snowpiercer, Soylent Green pod people? You know, Patrick, have you ever
Soylent
considered that
Green's
maybe they
people.
have you considered that maybe they did and took the wrong lesson from it?
Well, hey, this actually doesn't look too bad. Why have we done this yet?
They also want you to drink roach milk, says Gorgonite. Oh my
Nice.
god, that is gross.
That's
Spoiler, it's
not
actually-
okay.
Roach sperm. That's worse. Oh
Like-
god, that
Oh.
is.
Like
I can't think of-
already just trying to like bugs with milk. No, that doesn't work. Only mammals have milk. Insects don't have that. But the thing is, the whole milk thing comes from one specific species of cockroach, and it's still not even milk. It's more like it's a thing that females produce to help grow their to have their children grow, and it's got protein crystals and amino acids in it. Because again, they use that to feed their kids, like something sort of like a mammal does. But again, it's still not milk.
So
I'm
basically,
not drinking it.
the pro-science people don't know science.
Well, for perspective, Matt, phrenology actually used to be considered a legitimate science.
Oh yeah.
If we're being honest, science has a lot of goofy missteps.
And it's an ever-growing field, but sometimes people go into the wrong direction with it.
Oh boy, and have they ever?
Oh, okay. So a friend of mine are designing another character for our book, and she'll be a succubus character. Yay!
That's weird. I'm still wondering how exactly they plan on commercializing or mass-producing cockroach milk to replace, like
Cows.
the other different types of milks that we have now.
Like let's just use cows as the control group.
Because again, this is only from one specific species of cockroach, and you can't.
And
you
if it's
don't
one
even
specific,
and I think you need like 3 or 4 cockroaches to even make like a shot glass worth of the stuff.
and then there's the logistics of if this is one specific species of cockroaches, this thing has to have very specific environmental conditions to live in too.
How the hell do you?
I mean, not only that, you're going to have to be breeding this one specific brand of species of cockroach to the point where if anything were to happen, they could easily destroy other populations of cockroaches, which would devastate many ecosystems.
I just want to say I love how off topic this stream gets. I can just imagine someone like having come in the last 5 minutes and just thinking, "What the actual fuck am I listening to?"
Why are we talking? Why are they talking about
So, Mike,
cockroaches? I thought we were doing
you read
comics.
any interesting comic books lately? Okay.
I mean,
okay.
supposedly
You
the
read any
Kumite is
comics?
about Godzilla, and they talk about everything else.
Well,
Wait, the Kumite is about Godzilla?
Tonka loves to talk. Tonka loves talking about Godzilla.
Yeah, sure, but
He's like Mike, but instead of derailing the conversation about Star Trek, he talks about Godzilla.
I mean, he did a what was it, an 8-hour stream on Godzilla Day,
oh wow.
or was it a
They-
5-hour?
say
what?
what doesn't stream either.
Yeah, on a Yeah, and that's the thing. It was on a Sunday. Tonka never streams on the weekends.
Jeez.
But yeah, the other thing that is comic related, we are going to be revamping the Patreon so that we can hopefully bring more people in, because our main goal is to be able to get off having to rely on crowdfunding and maybe go to a subscription model.
Have you ever thought about doing Subscribe Star or making
We have a Subscribe Star.
What about making a shared banking account for the Mythoverse and
We have a
having-
PayPal
having
for that. We have a
Okay.
PayPal for that as well.
Okay.
Pornhub Premium.
Premium.
Yeah, there's a premium.
Dylan, no, this is a professional stream.
I don't know, with the right things are going, people might just have to move to Pornhub just to make videos that they want to make.
Oh, they can't even do that.
Yeah, my
It's
next
PayPal.
suggestion was going to be a Pornhub amateur account.
By the way, I just double checked. That Godzilla Day stream was actually 6 hours.
Dang. And apparently, Ted Cruz is going to the Senate floor to have Congress fight for the Hong Kong protesters.
Oh, nice.
This better not lead us to go into war with China, because I am so not. Like,
I mean,
I already
is
saw
there-
how this. I already saw
there-
how that movie turned out. It was called Iraq.
Is there anything our Congress can do that doesn't result just go to war?
I don't think.
How they spend tax money.
I don't think.
I
it's
think
going
out of all the
to
things the founding fathers have done, allowing Congress to declare war was one of the biggest mistakes.
Well, I think the idea is that they never imagined there'd be unilateral support for a war.
They should have realized how easily that could be a thing,
Who
considering
else
where
is
they
gonna
came from.
declare it?
I don't think they would have ever expected our country to be so divided that like we get up in arms whether or not a dude farted on TV.
Yeah.
Well, he totally did.
Yes,
it was on-
Fortnite,
it
we
was
are
on-
trying to be professional.
Yeah, it was on MSNBC's website.
Yeah.
Like-
Okay, well, if you want to support
You
the
know what his
Mythoverse
problem
Patreon,
was? He was so full of hot air that
Yeah.
when he paused for even a fraction of a second, it had to come out the other end.
Yeah, I forgot Gorgonite. War is peace. Slavery is freedom.
yeah, but yeah, like we're going to be revamping the Patreon and our Subscribe Star. We are going to be, and yeah, we got a dedicated PayPal account for the Mythoverse. We are working on trying to get like I said, we are trying to get off having to rely on Kickstarter, because like it's good for an initial boost, but do not expect this thing to be sustainable. It's not.
I'd say we should probably do it for about maybe 5 campaigns just to get the audience up.
Mhm.
Every campaign that you do, I've noticed that there's always going to be an increase.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Reminder that in Mythoverse canon, the Corlegian Cross is responsible for nearly everything in society happening, meaning they're orchestrating this. So in other words, it's all Dan's fault.
Yeah, pretty much.
No more blaming Vamp and Lenore. Just blame Dan.
It's all Dan's fault.
Damn it, Dan! Why'd you create this fictional society that rules real life?
Well, I mean, hey, that's basically the mindset of leftists and Puritans. So I mean, hey,
So, yeah, before I was interrupted.
it's alright.
It's alright. The best way of showing how your actual comic book is succeeding is how many more people will. So I will go on. How many will just detach from it, and hashtag blame Dan.
Hashtag blame Dan.
That was a really random spot to say that.
Yeah, that's why I said
Having
it.
a conversation and then just smoothly transitioning into Epstein didn't kill himself.
Oh my god, man.
Remember, kids, the greatest success in to determine for your comic book is whether or not Jeff Epstein has killed himself.
But going back to what Matt was saying about each campaign can bring in a bigger audience. Yeah, I think that'll be especially true because so far you guys have shown that like you're not just gonna raise funds and then not deliver. Like you guys delivered not only a quality product, but you delivered on time, which is amazing.
Give or take a few months.
I think I'm still waiting for my
Oh no,
for my
all
hoodie.
the digital books were out within a month of the release date, so I'd consider that a success. And I wasn't expecting the physical copies to be out at the same time as the digital because you didn't say that was the goal. You said the goal was we'll get the digital out on this date, and then at some time in the following months we'll be receiving physicals. And so far, that's been the case.
I sort of forgot I forgot what all this stuff is within the campaign I'm supposed to be waiting for. It's been a while, and so much has happened.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
well,
I will
think-
say that Dan did say he worked on getting the second wave of the hoodies out. I think over the weekend, like the past weekend, I believe.
I should still be getting my hoodie since I didn't do the pledge specifically for it because that came out after I donated it, but I still met the money requirement for that pledge requirement.
Mhm.
At least I hope I still get that because I would love that hoodie.
I'm pretty sure you're on the list.
All right.
We'll ask Dan tomorrow.
You.
Yeah, we'll double check with him. But yeah.
Alright, I gotta go real quick. Damn it.
All right.
Well, in any case, I think that you're definitely going to have a very happy audience waiting for your next books. And I'm trying to promote within my circles, so hopefully that'll contribute as well.
Well,
I mean, that's all. Yeah. And that's definitely something we've got. That's definitely an advantage we have that we did not have initially, is that now we've got a built-in support network that will help us.
I just
Yeah.
checked my email and I noticed something incredibly weird. Okay, in my inbox, I have a lot of stuff from Twitter, mostly people saying, hey, these people have done tweets you haven't seen before stuff, right?
Yep.
Then I go to my spam. My spam only has just one thing in spam, and it's a thing from Twitter saying that Donald Trump tweeted something.
Well, why doesn't Donald Trump eat something? But
the thing is,
His
I go
tweets
to
count as spam.
I go to my main mailbox, my main inbox. I see Twitter. Josh, the amazing animator, has tweeted. Brett has tweeted something. But then in spam, it's Donald Trump tweeted something. Like, what?
it's got to that point where he tweets so often it's become spam.
I would think at that point, Twitter, like Google, would have treated Twitter itself as a spam thing, not just a thing about a Twitter update about Donald Trump. That's That's highly sketch.
Yeah, but we're not a political stream, though, so...
That's some sketchy shit there. But I mean, hey guys, come on, they're totally, not manipulating stuff for elections. Nah, of course not.
Allegedly.
Silence.
Allegedly.
So, going back to comics...
Yes. Let's try to stay on track, guys.
It's just something I noticed when I was looking up my email, so I can
Yeah.
remember all the stuff that I was waiting for with Mythoverse.
One of the things I'm surprised nobody's pointed out with digitals is that it allows you to give your audience an update, something before the physical so that they know it's all done. You won't have angry customers or anything like that.
Just give out lots of updates. Just give people news.
But some of them are either using it to either don't have updates, or they'll take the updates to their YouTube channel, which will always be buried within their streams.
Gorgonite says, "Hello, Meeting of the Minds podcast. What happened to Radio Mythoverse?"
Yeah, basically.
Well, let's see.
Spiritual successor.
We kind of need Bob Jones here for that, though.
Yeah.
And Gorgonite's not here. We're calling him a jelly roll. So... we can always just blame Gorgonite for that, because what's the comedy denominator?
You're right. Gorgonite is on both streams, at least in the chat.
Yet.
Well, Gorgonite could be in the stream if Brett would just invite him to the Discord server.
I mean, isn't he already in the Discord?
Yeah.
No,
it's already
Brett
back.
hasn't invited him yet.
Could have sworn I seen him.
It's a running meme in the
I
streams.
saw the Hateful Eight the other night.
Oh, what's it go?
Oh my god, Brian.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to be posting this in memes. You guys will know it You guys will know it when you see it.
Okay, I'm back. I had to feed the cats. Ah, damn it.
Neostar
just-
says, I may have figured out a way for Riser Man to exist in Mythoverse, though it may require another magic revenge plot.
Huh, hey.
Oh,
Wait, why is this being
Oh, Brian.
Oh, Idiocracy.
So we've moved into the second hour of the streams. So this is when we're actually supposed to get into off-topic stuff, right?
yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, we don't have Dan
Sometimes.
keeping us on track.
Yes, unfortunate.
Which I think
Another
we should
hashtag
remain.
blame Dan moment. He's not here, therefore it's his fault. We're not on track.
So, did anyone know that Tom Lyle passed away today?
Yep.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, I heard that. Holy crap.
Who is this person?
He's a,
Sorry if
and he
I'm...
was a comic artist.
Yeah, I knew.
He actually had quite a he had quite the illustrious career.
Yeah, that freaking sucks.
That's unfortunate. Then.
Yeah.
I wonder how many famous people or people who have worked in industries have died this year.
Wait, what?
Like.
Because you remember people.
turn-
Because remember when it seemed like almost everyone was keeping track of all that stuff like years ago.
Right.
Keeping track of what?
By the way, Tom Lyle died. When
Famous
Tom Lyle
people
died, he was.
or industry people who have died, like celebrities and stuff.
Oh,
I was just gonna say, by the Tom Lyle died at age 66, just so you guys know.
Yeah. What did he die from?
Let me check. I have to give Newsarama a click, but whatever. Let's see. He underwent surgery to remove a blood clot in his brain following an aneurysm and resulted in a medically induced coma.
So he went into a
Well,
coma
did you hear that
trying
Ruth Bader
to.
Ginsburg went in for routine emergency surgery?
So he
Yeah,
went in. So
It was not routine. He underwent surgery to remove a blood clot in his brain
So he
following an
wound up-
aneurysm.
so he wound up in a coma trying to prevent a stroke. So essentially, what happened?
There's a link
Who
to
is
another.
this?
There's a link to another one. Yeah, it says Tom Lyle in coma following aneurysm.
Who's that?
Tom Lyle was a famous comic artist.
He wrote.
He was best known for his work on.
I ever hear of.
He was best known for his work on Starman and Robin in DC and Spider-Man for Marvel. In fact, he's credited with designing the original Scarlet Spider costume.
That's the that's the one with like the blue hoodie and stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow.
I hope he recovers.
Recovers from death.
Oh, he died?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, he passed away. He passed away today.
Yep.
That's sad.
He was 66. Oh, he worked on the Robin series with Chuck Dixon.
Oh damn. That's right.
You know, considering you follow you talk to Chuck Dixon a lot on Facebook, I'm surprised you didn't know about that, Dylan.
It didn't occur.
Because I would think you would have. I would have thought he'd mentioned that.
I haven't really been on Facebook much today.
I haven't been on Facebook in years.
Me neither.
Yeah, I haven't been
Why
on
don't you-
Facebook. It's
Why-
too many.
Why
It's
don't
not
you
like Twitter
why don't you
where I'm more
check?
anonymous, It's like
So
it's
Twitter-
like friends and family.
Twitter is enough cancer for me to deal with.
Dylan, check Chuck Dixon's Facebook, see if he said anything about it.
Okay.
Ha! I beat you, Garter Knight. I saw that meme before you tagged me. Get wrecked. Anyways.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
And yes, Neostar, Tom Lyle designed the scar.
Yeah, the original Scarlet Spider, but yeah.
I guess give on tack with staying on topic with comics. I guess I can update people on my end of things.
Oh, please do.
So
Oh Chuck. Chuck. He's been sharing stuff about Tom Lyle. He was tagged in something. He shared a few things. Yeah, that freaking sucks.
So I haven't been in contact with anybody for a good bit because of a bunch of real life issues. But I'm now trying to join the military, the army specifically, and they've been treating me pretty well. So a lot of issues have been, squared away. And I was finally able to get into the right mindset to contact my artist on what's today? Tuesday? Yeah. So I managed to contact him yesterday. And we caught up on a bunch of stuff, but most importantly, he himself has been having a lot of trouble, same as myself, when it comes to finances. Well, technically he's doing a bit better because he at least managed to get part-time jobs, even though he's still searching desperately for a full-time job. But for our comic Into the Mythoverse Rapture, we've got a lot of concept stuff done down on paper and writing. All we really need to do is to get drawings for it, and he said that he's done a few of those. but he hasn't drawn in a while because of his own issues. So he says he's planning on spending this week to retrain himself and then get back into knocking out the concept art. So hopefully by next month we should have some stuff to show off.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Which is good.
Yeah,
And
I'll have my script done.
how about Yoda, Dylan? How about you guys? You got
What?
anything you can update us on?
Yeah, my script is going well. I'm making sure everything sounds right. I'm working on dialogue. You know, so as snacking on something.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on one sec. Damn it.
I guess well.
Okay. Well, anyway. Oh, sorry if I interrupted.
No, it's fine. I was gonna say something while you were occupied, but you're not.
Oh, I'm pretty much done.
Okay. Well, I have not started scripting for the book yet, but I am doing research. So I read up on Spartan history and culture because I want to make sure that a little bit of context. So my book, Spear of Achaia, will be starring a Spartan warrior that has ended up in present day. And I wanted to make sure that I did justice to Spartan culture. So I did some reading on Spartan history and culture and
Didn't
took a
play
lot
God
of
of War.
notes. What was that? No, not playing God of War. I actually went to scholarly literature
Just remember,
because I'm a fucking nerd.
Just remember, eat, fight, and sports.
Yeah. I mean, that's not all of it, though.
Yeah.
Although eating was actually a large part of Spartan culture. The way their military units were divided was actually by what were like mess halls. Like you were assigned to a mess tent that you contributed food to, and that was basically your military unit.
That's actually a pretty smart thing.
Yeah, and so I'm hoping that I can represent the Spartans really well. Gorgonite says, and don't forget the boy loving, I mean teaching. Yes, that was part of the Agage pederasty. I will not be including that in the book because no.
There's just no way you can
but
get
yeah,
There's just no way you can.
There's being historical, and then there's
yeah. If anything of that sort makes its way in, it's going to be
in a
implied.
documentary.
Yeah, I'm not going to include any of that. Maybe like an implication of it happening, but nothing explicit. I'm not going for berserk levels of graphic content here. But yeah, so did a lot of reading on the Spartans, so I feel like I have a good basis to represent that well, and I hope that effort comes through in the final product. And then I am currently working my way through a book on Greek mythology because I know like some of the basics, but I wanted to make sure I had a grounded enough understanding.
Man, I've spent half a lifetime just reading up Greek mythology.
Yeah, I want to make sure I have a firm enough foundation that I'm confident in what I'm writing. Because again, I want to make sure that I am properly, I guess, honoring the culture. I want to make sure that I don't just half-assedly throw stuff on paper. I want to make sure that I'm doing a good job. So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know if Matt can throw it up, but there is also a piece of concept art that's floating around there for my comic and the logo by Lost Lenore.
Sadly, cool. I can't throw anything up there because OBS is a rather temperamental bitch.
Okay. Well,
Also,
maybe if Dan's running the stream next, is he going to be running or just popping by for chatting?
He's probably gonna run it.
Okay,
Not
then maybe
sure, though.
he can throw the stuff up there next week. So tune in next week, and you'll get to see some of the work there.
John the Dampier says, "Awesome live stream. I'll keep on listening in." And you already got to the answering the question in the chat.
Yes,
there.
I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Neostar Production says he can't wait to see the story. I can't wait to bring it to you guys. I've already got an artist, and I think he does a really good job. I'm looking forward to what he can bring to the visual end of things. And
Right now,
Gorgonite
I'm trying to
says,
Right now, I'm trying to keep track of all the different projects we got going to the Mythoverse and thinking, how in the hell am I going to put all of this into a tabletop game?
That is a good question.
Fluff and lore. That's how.
There's a reason why there's source books and all.
Yeah, the most I'll probably have to do is make a base with the 3 main comics and then make expansions based on the different phases. That's probably the only way I could do it.
Yeah, and you could also have a lot of it as fluff. Gorgonite says he's still in the concept stage of his comic, partially due to life reasons. He won't feel comfortable with dialogue till he fully understand how Adobia and Althea tick.
He does have a solid plot outline, though.
Yeah.
Well, that's always good.
So there's the update on Spear of Ikea.
Spear of IKEA.
IKEA? Oh no! Why are you stealing PewDiePie's
No.
culture? Damn it!
Not
Quit doing it.
Ikea. ACHAEA.
If he
I
was
will
doing
say,
it,
despite the fact that I want to stay as true to the historical and cultural foundations of Sparta as I can, there are 2 major anachronisms. Or not. One of them is an anachronism, and the other is just a goof on my part that I don't want to change. So the title, Spear of Achaea, Sparta is not actually located in Achaea. It's in a region of Greece called Laconia. But I feel like Spear of Achaea sounds better, and in the time frame that the main character comes from, the region of Achaea would have been allied with Sparta instead of in conflict, because
I mean, it could have either been
Persian
allied
Wars.
could have been allied with or enslaved at that point.
Gorgonite says, "Boo, get off the stage."
It was Digital Tomato.
Sorry.
I mean,
Back
when you
off then.
I mean, when you say Spear of Laconia, it sounds like it just. I don't know. It just makes you sound sleepy.
It's when you say Spirit of Laconia, it sounds more like a Marvel thing.
Yeah. So Spear of Achaea, I went with because I think it sounds better, and it's not like I named it for an active opponent of Sparta.
Well, I mean, for one, Maeve is actually been.
Dylan. Okay.
I mean, for one, Maeve is the name of a fairy queen in Celtic mythology who was basically the architect of the demise of Cuchulainn. And our Maeve is nothing like that. And the funny part is that wasn't even technically the origin of her name. So to wind it back, you have to wind this back to about when I'm about 15 and I'm playing Warcraft 3 and I get to the Frozen Throne expansion and I play the Night Elf campaign.
Nice.
And in the Night Elf campaign, one of the hero units is Maeve's Shadow Song.
Oh yeah. That's the warden.
Yep.
That's absolutely obsessed with getting Illidan. Who is the best boy in the whole world? Best of boys.
I liked that name. It kind of stuck with me, and then I found Maeve, but not knowing how to properly pronounce it at the time, I just thought it was, oh, this must be another alternate. This must be an alternate way of spelling Maeve. So I just, because I liked the name, I ran with it, and I liked how it looked with an E.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Maeve just kind of stuck. I mean,
And and it wasn't until I had a conversation with my best friend in the whole world that she ended up correcting me on the name.
To say that it's Maeve.
Yeah, it's not pronounced Maeve, it's pronounced Maeve, and it's like, well, shit, I can't.
With an I, it's Maeve, but with an E, it's Maeve. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it was just the. But yeah, it ended up working anyway, though. It's like I said, she's got nothing. It's got nothing. It's not connected to the Maeve from Celtic lore in any capacity. I just stuck with it because I liked the name.
Yeah, that's fine.
Gorgonite with the. Here's what changeling babies sound like.
Oh yeah, with the freaking koala.
I knew it.
The freaking koala.
Of course he would.
That's the first ever time I heard what a koala sounds like, and it sounds exactly what I thought it would.
Well, unlike koala, baby changelings don't have STDs.
Yeah, in case anyone didn't know, here's a fun fact for you. Well, actually, it's not baby koalas, it's adult koalas, but yeah, koalas carry chlamydia.
All of it.
Yep.
They also are great practitioners of self-poisoning in every generation because, goddamn, they just can't stop eating the poison leaf.
They're also incredibly stupid. How is you just look at koalas, and the only thing you can wonder is how is this species of animal still alive?
Because there's not enough meat for a predator to deem it worthy enough, and they're also making use of a food source literally no one else wants to use. That's literally the only reasons.
Also, I feel like that none of the other. I think that chlamydia is a natural defense against getting eaten. None of the other animals want that.
That's pretty much it. So not worth eating, and it's capitalizing a food source no one else eats.
I remember hearing about how one of the... I forgot what it was. It was one of those boy bands. But one of the members of that boy band had to go get checked for STDs after one of them... after the koala he was holding pissed on him.
That sounds about right.
Alright then.
You gotta watch out for them drop bears, man. They'll get you. They will get you.
You don't want to hold a koala.
You don't want to be anywhere near a koala.
I hear they're not very intelligent.
No, they're not. They are legitimately stupid. They are not only that, they're filthy. They are basically the Ed of the animal kingdom.
Even sloths are better than koalas.
And that's saying a whole lot.
And those are creatures that wind up killing themselves. The biggest killer of a sloth are themselves, because they always grab onto their own arms and fall out of a tree. Even against that, koalas lose.
Yep.
And they have a natural defense of their fur just being attractive to all sorts of bacteria and shit that makes them also unedible to most creatures.
Yeah, the creatures learn pretty quickly what you shouldn't eat.
But luckily with sloths, to counter that shit, you just give them more baps more often, you're fine. Koalas, they ain't no fixing that.
No, you can't fix stupid.
You cannot fix that.
Oh, we can't. Actually, here's a question. which is it more accurate to say what koalas are just stupid or retarded?
I mean, they're
Well-
basically evolved retarded because of their freaking food source. Doesn't have enough nutritional value to support intelligent brains.
And I think the only other reason why they haven't gone extinct is because
They might eventually one day because their diet is literally killing them. So.
well, I was gonna also say like that. As far as I know, they're a species that has no natural predators.
Yeah, they don't. They have no reason to evolve. They got their stable food source, and that's all. It's all sounding similar to changelings.
Ah ha 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 ha. It says koala. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page. It says koalas were hunted by indigenous Australians and depicted in myths and other cave art for millennia.
Oh boy.
You know, even if the Mandalorian's good, I ain't buying Disney Plus.
Hey, Ambassador.
I'm just waiting for Pirates to put the whole season up somewhere. Unless they get the whole season.
I mean, I would have settled for getting the complete series on Blu-ray once it's over, but
I don't want to give Disney any of my money. I'd rather they lose money with every Star Wars thing they do.
I have not seen The Mandalorian either, and I don't know if it's just like.
Apparently, it's really, really good, but I just don't want to give them money.
Yeah, it's Disney Plus, and apparently there's like a lot of accounts that got hacked. Like,
Shocking.
yikes. Like Disney, like come on.
It's like the same reason I don't want to even look into Fallen Order, but I had a moment of weakness because Pat streamed it, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do anything for you, you angry ginger bastard. And it actually didn't look that bad, but I'm like, yeah, I still don't want to buy this.
I might give it a shot. But they need to do a Switch release because as much as I want to get it on PC, my laptop can't run it, and I cannot afford to build my own PC. I just can't. I have tried in the past, and nope.
Understandable. Unfortunately, that happens.
Yeah, I don't know how everyone around me manages to do it, but
Gorgonite says he's gonna watch it, just not on Disney Plus.
You know,
You're...
You know, the funny thing about The Mandalorian is that they talked about how Star Wars is going to be female oriented moving forward.
And
Now-
then the Mandalorian is a male lead.
Yeah, and there's no more Star Wars movies planned. So,
I mean, ignoring the fact that supposedly Mandalore is a woman in there.
The current Mandalore or Mandalore the Great, the original one?
No, the Mandalore in the Mandalorian is a woman.
okay.
Okay, so they did like proclaim a new Mandalore after the previous one died. I figured, I wasn't sure where we were at in the canon, because I think by the time of the actual like Star Wars,
Well, this is
the main
before
movies, their civilization. Their civilization had been in such decline that they no longer have something the title of Mandalore.
Well, I just know that there's a woman in a place of great respect and admiration among the Mandalorians, and the only thing I can think of that is Mandalore. I don't know if it is Mandalore, but that's what it is.
Oh my god! I don't think this line made it into the movie. But do you remember the Rogue One trailer says "I rebel"?
Yes, that was taken out.
Thank
Actually, what does this mean for what we saw of the Mandalorians in the Clone Wars?
Well, things the Mandalorians were all a bunch of pacifists, save for the Death Watch, who wanted to go back to the
Old ways.
The old ways.
That
where they're
was
a bunch
such a disappointment.
where they're all a bunch of warriors that are going to get put into near extinction for like the 15th millionth time. and the queen was like, no, we actually want to survive. We want to live.
She wasn't a queen. She was a duchess.
Or a duchess or whatever. I can't remember. It's been too long since I watched the whole thing. Like she rules the whole planet. She's a fucking queen.
Yeah, but when you're dealing with a galactic culture, there's often going to be there won't be the whole dukes, kings, queens. There'll probably be dukes and all that because
I'm just confused. It's like, because on the one hand you got the Mandalorian, which seems to be like everything people liked about them. And then on the other hand, you got the Clone Wars, which has you have the Clone Wars, which establishes that the Mandalorians have now since abandoned their warrior ways and become pacifists.
But then Darth Maul came in, put up the Death Watch, Duchess died, and well, everything kind of went to shit again. So now the Mandalorians are at this spot where, we were warrior people, we got shat on, we became pacifists, we got shat on, fuck it, let's just be warriors.
I have to agree with Obi-Wan. He should have gone for a neck.
Should have gone for it.
Did somebody say Dutch?
No.
You just gotta have some goddamn faith, Arthur!
So, speaking of disappointments, the Stadia is a disappointment.
To the surprise of nobody.
And I'm just absolutely flabbergasted, and I absolutely didn't see this coming from the moment such a product was suggested. Nobody could have seen this coming.
Yeah, especially when it comes to the fact that it was a pretty obvious move that they wanted to control gaming. They wanted to be.
Google can't even get my YouTube streams to work. Okay, like I'm lucky if I can get it running at like 480p when I'm watching a stream. How the fuck are they gonna run a video game?
Never. I mean, and even if it would work, who is it for? They're trying to say that it's for people who can't afford to gaming PC or a console, but they have to afford this super high-speed internet for it to work. It's just how.
And oftentimes that high-speed internet that you would need to do that, it depends on your location as to whether or not you're getting it.
Yeah, so that'd be an extremely limited audience.
Apparently, people are trying to get Movie Bob to go onto EFAP to discuss his to like talk about his opinions about what was it?
I don't trust Movie Bob to man up. And
Look, if it's if you are looking to Movie Bob for an opinion, it's all I can say is the only reason you would have is just to laugh at him.
I mean, the dude literally believes in eugenics.
What?
Look at Easy Peasy's video on Movie Bob. You'll know you'll see what he's talking about, Dylan.
Yeah, it's funny how he believes in eugenics, but he's probably
or the Manhattanization of New England.
He is the least,
back when
able to live in that kind of society.
The thing is, I would say eugenics is an actual thing. It's a super easy thing to do. It's just whether or not believing it's an ethical thing to do. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of ethical issues that come out with eugenics.
Oh yeah.
You know, in theory, when somebody selects a partner based on traits that they think are good, that's its own form of eugenics. If you think about it.
It is, but when you get down to the part where you can actually terminate and pick and choose certain traits and attributes in the womb, that's
I would have no problem with certain traits being chosen for me. I'm just saying.
I mean,
I would not mind being the Ubermensch. I'm just putting that out there. Juice me up with that master race DNA, daddy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right, let's dial it back a little bit, guys. That's
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
much.
hey, Gorgonite does have a point. Movie Bob will be the first on the chopping block if eugenics was implemented. He will be the first one denied breeding rights.
Yeah.
Some say
Almost
he's already
definitely.
been on the chopping block for those legs of his.
Damn.
I mean,
You know
you're
what's
not wrong.
what is so funny? I can remember there's this one video he made about encouraging gamers to get out and try to exercise. And it's like, did he ever stop and look at himself in a mirror?
No, he has to stay at that weight so he can always cosplay as Mario.
I think Mario would want to rather have him lose weight.
I think he has gotten less fat over the years.
Oh
What,
yeah.
Mario or Movie Bob?
Mario.
Movie Bob.
Oh, it's to
Movie
discuss.
Bob being
It's to discuss Bob's take on Joker, which I imagine since it's Movie Bob, it wasn't a good take.
He's like, please love me, Anita. Have you seen the pictures of him with...
Oh no, I've just read a horrible Bob Chipman tweet saying that he's deciding to work from a Starbucks,
Oh,
Do they have enough tears for him?
and they haven't decided to try working from a Starbucks, and they haven't turned on the Xmas music yet, and the generic jazz is very bad. Send help. Okay, here's what you do, Bob. Don't do work at a Starbucks.
Why not do work at home?
Or, literally anywhere that has better coffee, like McDonald's.
McDonald's does have better coffee than Starbucks.
McDonald's has amazing coffee.
They,
Yeah,
they
you can-
do legit have.
Matt, you
I
can,
mean, White
Matt,
Castle-
you can confirm that, right?
Yeah, but White Castle has better coffee than Starbucks too. So.
Well, I don't have White Castle out in Washington.
We have Whataburger, and Whataburger doesn't have Wi-Fi. They have amazing food, but they don't have Wi-Fi.
I think McDonald's has Wi-Fi.
It does,
McDonald's does
but
have Wi-Fi.
it does, but there's a time limit for you to be there. Apparently.
Really?
Because I've been in some where when you can only be here for 30 minutes. If you don't,
Can I just get a coffee from McDonald's and then go use Starbucks Wi-Fi since they can't kick you out for loitering anymore?
Honestly, I don't know how much that
Especially for
policy
black.
is still around anymore. Ever since this elderly couple got kicked out of their McDonald's for violating the 30 minutes, and they haven't even done their food.
Jeez. Okay, you know what? In that situation,
Old people take a long time to eat.
I can understand. If it takes you longer than 30 minutes to eat food, you shouldn't be eating inside of a fast food joint.
Well, here's the thing: McDonald's barely has anyone in a restaurant anyway.
They really don't. They're never packed on the inside.
Yeah, that's true. I ate at McDonald's yesterday after working out because I was hungry and didn't feel like waiting the 40-minute drive to get home to get something to eat. And it was the only thing that was still open at the time.
Oh.
That was also
What the-
cheap because I didn't have cards.
Yeah, McDonald's does give you more for your money.
It's just too bad that I don't feel satisfied after I'm done eating McDonald's. It feels like I can eat more.
Well,
I feel pretty satisfied when I go to Wendy's.
Well,
Wendy's, Sonic, and Burger King, I'm always satisfied after having one meal.
Wendy's is gourmet McDonald's.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Also, I would also say the same thing about Carl's Jr. And for those of you on the East Coast, that would be Hardee's.
Yep.
As much as I do love the Wendy's account, the Twitter account, I do my best to avoid Wendy's because just how they do burgers piss me off.
Okay, what is wrong
Burger
with
should not
what
be
is wrong with
square.
what is wrong with fresh, never frozen beef?
That's not the thing.
No, it's a square.
It's the square.
It shouldn't be fucking square.
Besides,
Whenever I was a kid, my favorite sandwich to eat was bologna sandwiches, but I was always angry that it was round meat with square bread. Then I go to Wendy's and it's square meat with round bread.
Oh,
That's
It's
something
basically the reverse of the problem.
well, McDonald's does have never frozen meat now. It's a quarter
That
pounder.
is true.
frozen meat.
It's all right.
Okay,
Personally,
so
I don't care if the meat's frozen or not. I'm going to a fast food joint, not a gourmet restaurant. I'm not expecting actual quality here.
Yeah, I'll never. I never really.
For
McDonald's.
mistake, a fast food joint for good food.
Like, it's a fast food burger. What do you want?
Apparently, the corporation does because they want everything fresh now.
Just don't have cockroaches all over the meat in the freezer, or keep the gunk on the fryer, and we'll be happy.
But that first part's the future.
Yeah, well, I'd say
Greta
something, but I
Thunberg
did
said
trouble.
Oh, so I'm currently discussing character designs with the writer for this graphic novel. I will be doing the art for. Working title is Thorn. That's
You
Thorn.
cut off there.
I said the working title is called Thorn.
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 Yeah, it's a working title,
Just wanted to be sure I heard you correctly.
not Thor.
I know what Brett heard.
No.
Dirty Brett.
It's all
Well, I
Dylan's
can't
fault. Okay.
Yeah, it with the way Dylan is, I can't blame you for here.
It'll be a T-rated comic thing.
That doesn't sound like you.
I don't believe you.
I'm not writing it.
But you're drawing it.
Yeah.
I am drawing it, and there will be thick women, but it will still be T-rated.
Don't believe you.
Fuck you.
The doubt has never been thicker than this.
Hey, yeah, it will be T-rated, but that won't stop us from having thick women. We will introduce somebody to their first waifu one way or another.
How does the cockroach survive a freezer? Cockroaches can survive nukes. I mean, probably not the initial blast, but they can survive the aftermath like a boss.
Cockroaches survive everything.
They're just a very
Step being
adaptable
stepped on.
species.
Yeah, cockroaches survive everything. Why do you think War Campaign's still around somewhere?
Oof.
Let's not
Okay,
bring
we're
drama.
not going to bring them up.
Yeah, let's
Sorry.
not.
It's alright.
I'm just kidding.
It's best not to involve ourselves in drama.
I doubt they're watching.
It's
Not
still.
I mean, it's unlikely. It's just that would rather.
We'd rather not
Let's
talk
just-
about them to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Neostar is excited about the fact that Dylan will be drawing thick woman.
Oh, and it will be in a manga style too.
Oh, anime thick.
And
Mango.
and now you've
Weebs.
secured Neostar's patronage.
Oh yeah, and it will be in it.
Knock knock. I heard someone here wants money.
And
Shut up and take my money.
My friend will be publishing it through Alterna, I believe.
Oh, Alterna, nice.
Nice.
Hell yeah!
Very nice, in fact.
Did he get accepted though?
Huh?
Did he get accepted?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, that's very
He's
cool.
Yeah, he's been in talks. He told me how much I'm getting paid though. Holy crap! I don't think I should say, but like, holy crap! Like the most I've ever. This is like the most I've ever made ever.
Not yet, Matt. Are they ninjas? That'll sell the deal.
Are they ninjas,
Well,
Dylan?
Dylan, then you'll get Gorgonite reading.
Thick anime ninja woman.
I think now we might be going into Red Momoji.
Yeah.
I think we might be going into that turf. might be trying to muscle into the market there.
It will be like it will like take place in like the late 1800s. I know that. But oh my god, Wicket, Jesus. He coughed and he farted.
Poor dog.
Wicked, can you please die somewhere not in the stream?
Hey, my
No.
sister, my
He already
sister
had a
just-
dog. He already had a dog die this year, man.
Really? Didn't know that.
I
Oh,
had
jeez.
a dog. I had a dog die earlier today.
Oh,
Like,
God.
Really?
It was my sister's dog, but like,
Damn.
Oh,
well, she was like 20 years old.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez. Man, I had a dog that was that old and still was trucking.
Gorgonite says 1800s, so you're gonna show off some of that sweet ankle.
Oh no.
No,
Yeah.
we must have chased Amish woman. No, it wouldn't be Amish. It'd be wouldn't even be
1800
Puritan. Too new for Puritans.
1800 England. Well, it's kind of like it'll kind of be post-apocalyptic, kind of.
So,
It'll have to do with hell and demons and all that.
Alternative history, fun times.
You know what would be interesting to see in a comic?
huh?
A post-apocalyptic setting.
Post.
Yeah, like the apocalypse has already freaking happened. Now we're at the part where they're trying to recover and remake society.
Like
That would be mine.
Oh, really?
Isn't that technically?
Well, this
Adventure Time?
is like a decade off. I want to make so before I make this. Another place to look at is Fallout 2. They actually like at the end of Fallout 2, they have like cities that have like brand new buildings with like marble and stone and lamps. And stuff.
Yeah, I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, and then Fallout 3 came around and said no, that doesn't happen. At least not
No.
on the East Coast.
That didn't happen at all. Everything's still fuck beyond all recognition, dog.
Yeah.
So, California.
And then they get to Fallout 4, where everything looks actually okay.
No,
So,
I'm not
Detroit.
talking about. I'm talking about like everything's clean. There's no rubble everywhere. Like, go look at the pictures from like the end game of Fallout 2. It's gorgeous.
It's like the old world is making a comeback again.
Yes. Very much so.
Then what the hell happened to?
Well, that's in
Bethesda.
California. Well, yeah, Bethesda happened, but also that's in California. So, none of the games that Bethesda or people they passed it on to takes place there.
I
New Vegas is the
refuse.
closest in geographical location to that place.
I refuse to believe that in a post-apocalyptic setting, Cal the first one to recover was still.
California right now is like
California right now is already going through the apocalypse.
Yeah.
California's getting hit first on the fires. Hashtag Lex Luthor did nothing wrong.
It's not like they already went through a biblical drought and firestorm.
Well, you know,
That
there's
makes me a
politics.
bit worried.
There are politicians who say that California is the future. If it is, can we not?
In the
Can
grim
we not?
darkness of the far future.
Otherwise known as July of this year of 2019. What was the one with the cyber dog and the Elvis gang? That was New Vegas. That was from Obsidian.
I freaking love New Vegas.
Which, funnily enough, Obsidian is majority, or at least at one point, majority made up of people who came from Black Isle Studios who made the original Fallouts.
Yeah, I still need
Has
to
Tim
get out.
Kaine done anything recently?
I don't think so.
Actually, I'm not sure if Obsidian is still made out of majority former Black Isle workers. They had to go through a lot of downsizing due to them just getting screwed over by other companies. Fucking Bethesda.
I wouldn't be surprised because part of how they marketed their newest game is that it's from the original creators of Fallout. So I wouldn't be surprised if,
Yeah, okay.
unless they were just bullshitting in the marketing, I wouldn't be surprised if it was still that core team.
Well, I mean, it was basically most of Black Isle people just restarting again. So Obsidian is basically Black Isle 2.0.
To a point. To a point. If California is the future, then we really are screwed.
Yep.
I mean, they've decriminalized shitting in the streets and made a misdemeanor out of knowingly spreading AIDS to people without telling them.
Yeah, what the hell?
Well,
So, I mean,
The logic is if you make more shit legal, you have less crimes, which is technically true. But let me put it this way: trying to cut down on crime by making more shit legal is like saying Gary Busey is a taller version of Webster. Technically true, but entirely misleading.
The Outer Worlds, you mean the sequel to Mr. House's ending?
Hugh Laurie is just a taller version of Peter Dinklage.
They mean the non-dwarf, non-badass version, then.
That's funny.
yep.
I will admit, though, the Outer Worlds is pretty damn nice.
I have not gotten around to playing it yet.
I've started
they do
it.
some stuff that's actually pretty.
Yeah, I need to get the Outer
Like-
Worlds.
Like, I actually like how they did their leveling system. It's actually pretty good.
Gorgonite says the Outer Worlds. You mean the sequel to Mr. House's ending?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Really?
I haven't gotten very far into the game. I've been working my way through South Park's Stick of Truth.
You've tried the best. Now it's time to try the rest. It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice.
I feel like that name is kind of like that phrasing. You've tried the best, now try the rest.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of ironic if you think about it in terms of like RPGs. Like I don't know.
Like you're always going for the best gear, but you gotta start off with the
No,
rest.
I mean like in terms of like other RPGs. Like
Yeah.
if you invert it, you've tried the rest, now try the best RPG
Yeah.
of its style, at least. Like
But that was where I got the idea of corporations being so huge that their employees become colonists, so therefore they actually own their colonists. They're part of company property. It is a for real thing in there. You actually have to pay rent on your own gravesite.
Yep, I got to the first town.
It's fucking awful, man. It's the worst.
It's pretty ridiculous. I'm looking forward to actually putting time into that game. I just have a backlog of RPGs I need to work through before I want to sit down and devote a large amount of time to the Outer Worlds.
Then you have like the whole plague situation, which like I'm not going to spoil what the plague is, but oh my god, it's a thing.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Are you the type that go through like all the different, like find all the optional findables and read through all the lore and stuff?
No.
Okay, well,
going through dialogue seemed like a joke. Like, oh, they're complaining about this massive plague, but it's something really simple and dumb.
That's essentially what it is, and you don't find out about that unless you read through like all the stuff and it gives you like the background info. But oh my god, it's hilarious.
So how's it?
I'll have to talk to you after the stream because I'm curious. Like, I feel like you're saying it requires more exploration to figure out what the plague is than it took me. I don't know. Back to stream topics.
Here's a game. How about a game that nobody's playing? Death Stranding.
Oh, I was gonna.
I want to play Death Stranding.
Not even the people who bought it are playing it because it's not a game.
I'm watching Pat play, and it actually looks like a game I'd actually have some fun with.
Really?
Yeah.
We can't be friends.
Guys, consider the fact that there's people out there who legitimately, unironically play trucking and train simulators.
I probably got more enjoyment out of like No Man's Sky originally more than most people did.
Gorgonite Emissary says, "Ah, yes, I've heard of that movie. I'm guessing in reference to Death Stranding."
Yep.
Actually, compared to most Kojima games, there's actually not that much cutscenes.
Wow.
Metal Gear has way more cutscenes than Death Stranding.
Like how long?
Okay, but how long are they in comparison?
Not that.
Granted, Metal Gear Solid 4 still has the record with a 90-minute cutscene.
A 90-minute.
The cutscene by itself is 90 minutes uninterrupted.
Yes.
Is there any gameplay, or is it just pure cutscene?
It is a 90-minute cutscene. Was entered in the Guinness World Record for longest cutscene.
That's actually amazing. I want to play this game now. Like the fact
you want to play Metal Gear Solid 4 just so you can have 90 minutes just so you can watch a 90-minute movie in the middle of the game.
That sounds awesome.
That sounds abhorrent. A 90-minute
sounds
cutscene.
hilarious.
It's hilarious for all, but it's still.
It's one of those things where it's like I'm interested only because it's supposed to be stupid.
Well, yeah, like maybe the Star Wars Holiday Special.
So Death Stranding has less cutscenes, but how long are they by comparison?
I think, like, I wasn't paying attention to how long, but I'm pretty sure the longest I've seen was maybe like 10. Well, not even 10 minutes. Man, what was the longest one? I would say it would probably be one that was like early on. Like, I haven't seen everything of the game because I'm just watching Pat play, and he hasn't gotten too far into it, I don't think.
I just want to know, does David Hayter ever make a cameo somewhere? Like, that would be amazing. David Hayter. Colonel.
I don't think I've heard his voice anywhere yet.
Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick, and the club in my ass keeps alerting the guards.
I freaking love they actually made a video of him saying that.
Yes, that was amazing. Colonel, I found this file, and it says that pee is stored in the balls. He actually got him to say that. That's amazing. I freaking love David Hayter.
I would say the only thing I really don't like about Death Stranding is how the media have been trying to twist Kojima's words into making it seem like he's saying controversial stuff when it's not even remotely close to what he's saying.
Yeah, you know what sucks? People fall for it. Like Bounding into Comics posted something about that, and they're like, "Oh, I know what game I'm not getting." People in the comments, I'm like, "No, he did not." Like,
it's like he didn't say that all Americans care about is first-person shooters. He just says about how America seems to favor first-person shooters more as a culture, and other cultures prefer others. And if that becomes a problem as to whether his game succeeds or not, he doesn't really care.
I think what Bounding to Comics was referring to was the whole thing about the comments about Trump and Brexit.
Again, that's what he wasn't. That wasn't what he was saying.
Yeah.
He used them as examples of his game having metaphors in regards to there being the preppers, who are the people who don't want to reform the United States or the United Cities because if they do, then all the problems they had before would just start again and be like right back to square one. No, he says that no one majority of people don't want another Trump. Majority of people don't want the EU anymore, and so on and so on. Everything's a metaphor. He wasn't making any grand political statements. It was just an observation that got into the game.
I don't know.
Well, the contention was that.
Did anyone just hear Willie meow over my mic?
Nope.
No. Okay, what were you saying? The contention of what?
Oh, the contention was that he equated, in the actual quote, he equated Trump basically with people who wanted to divide themselves.
Yeah, but he also said the same thing with EU. He didn't say Brexit, he said EU.
I don't know. I do think I saw like one of Razor Fist's videos on Death Stranding, and one thing he brought that I think is at least worth noting is that he only made these comments in the last couple of years when Death Stranding as a concept was formed back in 2015, I think.
Okay, I'm looking into it, and the 90-minute cutscene in MGS4 is not actually 90 minutes.
Really?
It's the closest thing I've found to something confirming that is like the ending of the game is like really long, maybe close to 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, that sounds more reasonable.
Yeah.
40 minutes sounds more reasonable than fucking 90.
And at least it's at the end of the game rather than somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I swear, I know I saw that. Wait, I think I remember. It was on a Fast Facts video.
And which one is that? Was that like Metal Gear Solid 3?
4.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah, that was a rumor that was going on, but it was not true. It's not. The longest cutscene is not 90 minutes long.
It's too bad we're not going to be seeing any more Metal Gear games, save for maybe some fucking pachinko bullshit that Konami wants to shit out.
Yeah, well.
I actually did like the Metal Gear games. The geopolitical bullshit stories were actually kind of entertaining. Also, you'll never find a more prophetic game series as Metal Gear. Like, holy shit.
Deus Ex.
I mean, you could argue Metal Gear literally predicted Trump with Senator Armstrong.
Oh
I'm
my
just-
god!
I'm just saying. Deus Ex showed a New York where you didn't see the World Trade Center.
Kojima also predicted
Okay,
memes.
okay. To be fair, they weren't able to render them. Okay,
And guess what happened after Deus Ex was released?
right,
Well,
right. 9/11, right.
Well,
Okay,
we
but-
do know that Osama had video games as his computer, so he must have played that.
he must have forgotten the idea from the video games.
Maybe.
If it wasn't for video games, we still have the Twin Towers.
Jesus Christ.
Eh.
Okay,
So
so
anime
I'm
on his PC. That's just bizarre.
So I'm like on Hulu right now, and they have like they have hundreds of episodes of One Piece, like up to like 2015, and
Oh no! Hussein will never see the end of One Piece.
Yeah, I'm like looking through, and it's like every season, okay, they have it divided into seasons. And like every season, it's more and more. Like 53 episodes, 91, 61, 58, 40, 81, 72 episodes, 59, 57, 53, 122. Like, holy shit, and that's not even every episode. Like, not even
Okay.
close.
It's a bit too late now because I just refreshed the page, but Brett, I swear to God, I saw something absolutely beautiful.
What?
I saw a tweet trying to link to a list of a list of like what JoJo moms rank as top MILFs, and then right below it, I see you tweeting pictures of Sasha McKenzie.
Wow.
No.
Uh,
Oh no.
I wish I could have screen capped that, but I noticed it too late.
You've been tweeting Sasha McKenzie without my knowledge.
You're
Specifically
in
because
trouble,
it's not
Brett.
with your knowledge.
Oh god.
Oh shit! I figured out where I
It-
get this variant.
it will never. This will never stop being funny that. That Maeve's mom is so. That Maeve's mom is so attractive, and that's completely by accident because I did not give Victor any directions on what she was supposed to look like. And his default setting is cute, sexy.
Okay,
Hey,
so
she just looks like an older, more tired version of Maeve.
and Maeve is already very tired looking.
Maeve looks absolutely exhausted at everything. Just
Okay.
like me.
Okay, so I think I figured out what I want for a changeling variant cover.
Oh
What's it
boy.
gonna involve her mom?
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay, we're gonna need to toss around ideas later because, yeah, I'm like so disappointed in myself that like I hated the ones I made. I'm like, damn it.
I thought that one you made was actually pretty cool.
Oh well, okay, maybe we can use that one.
Yeah, I thought that the changeling variant you posted was the
Okay.
best of the three.
Even the Adobe Kroger one was actually pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that any of them were bad, but I think like the changeling one had the most realized use of shadows and lighting.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
it just looked the cleanest in my opinion.
Okay,
Gorgonite, you are dangerously close to getting blocked right about now.
okay.
Yes, I get it. You think my entire arm is your shoe toy.
Okay. We can keep the changeling one. Also, because I made another Adobe Kroger one, which one that's a little more stylized and one I like more. I mean, sure it's not as dynamic looking, but I mean, but I think I did a better job with how detailed it is.
Okay, so we're at the end of the second hour, so
Oh, hey, I'm finally able to post it. Yay.
Are we gonna be wrapping up, or was that just
yeah, we're
learning
gonna have to
something?
wrap it up.
Yeah, we might as well. We'll probably pick this up next week with and hopefully
enough.
next week Dan will be back. Hopefully next week Dan will be back on the show with us. We're not. Yeah.
Fair
I guess
enough. I guess I could use something to eat.
yeah. We'll just sign off with all the links to the social medias. Gorgonite, you know what to do.
Woo!
You can follow the Mythoverse on Twitter at Mythoverse. You can follow me at Celtic Brett.
Matt?
You can follow me at Matt Trin on Twitter.
You can follow Dan at Dan_Sakaro. And the rest of the panelists, if you have anything to plug, now's the time.
There's me, Dylan R. Fagan, DYLAN R FAGAN artwork on Facebook. Dylan R. Fagan artwork. Yeah, I'm not on Twitter. Sorry, I used to be.
You got Instagram, and don't you also have a Newgrounds page?
Yes, I do.
Oh, fuck Newsgrounds.
They're
Well,
back, baby.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Isn't that making a comeback nowadays because of all the shit happening?
Well, it's gonna be dead soon because they're killing Flash at the end of December.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Well, that just means
What?
they're not updating it
Yeah,
anymore.
they're not updating it, but you can still have it.
Oh, I thought they were just killing support on various browsers.
Maybe? I can't
You'll be
remember
able
the
to get
exact
plugins.
wording. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Newgrounds is Instagram, Facebook, Dylan R. Fagan something.
Jeez, I actually got to go to Newgrounds in order to get this link. I haven't been to Newgrounds in forever and a fuck.
Okay. You want me to send
Oh,
you a
God.
link to my thing?
Yeah, sure,
Yep.
that'll be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll.
Gorgonite posted it in the
Gorgonite
chat.
already found it.
You got it already? Nice.
You can follow me, James Stern, at jam_Stern on Twitter.
I'm Alabaster Scarf. You can follow me at alabaster_. That's pretty much the only place where I update regularly, but I'm hoping to branch out. Still have a DeviantArt account. What?
Link.
And
I don't think we need to know.
I guess that leaves you.
Yeah. I'm Duskquill. You can find me on Twitter at Duskquill_team. You can also find my Patreon and Subscribe Star at Duskquill team, and my YouTube channel being Duskquill. Though I haven't really been posting a lot lately due to my a lot of real life issues. I used to post a monthly showcase of indie tabletop games and stuff, and I used to go on to I guess his official YouTube would a Nerd and Over changed that.
Oh, Bob Jones. I don't
Bob
think
Jones.
he did. I think it's still a Nerd and Over 30.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, it is.
on a weekly show on Nerd Over stuff. I haven't done that in even longer than I've been around, been out. But I've been hoping to get back into stuff. I probably will in a few months once I'm done with basic training and get into my new military schedule. I'll probably get back into it. So I guess I'll look forward to me making a comeback and to making content within somewhere next year.
Huh.
And I will also be making my own comic for Mythoverse. So be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for that one because that's going to be a dude. If I remember right, it's the Is it still the only purely horror comic in the Mythoverse?
I think
As far as
so.
I know, yeah, no one else. I mean, everyone else seems to have stuff that maybe at most has horror elements, but no, yours is straight up horror.
So yeah, I'm definitely going to be the black sheep there because I'm pretty sure I'm probably the only one that's going to be that's going to be mono genre too because I'm not going to be going into other genres. It's going to be just straight up horror.
Oh, nice.
That sounds awesome. I am looking forward to it. Should we also link our publisher?
Uh, Gorgonite, link in Wicked Publishing while you're doing.
Yeah, we are published by.
I found this meme. European school. Please, kids, do not run in a corridor. American school. No full auto in buildings. Jeez.
Okay, so anything else?
I think right after Gorgonite put. No, fuck, I'll do it myself.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll just link in Wicked Publishing's Twitter, and then we'll call it good.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Are we also going to link the Mythoverse website or? I think you already got that in the.
Yeah, I think that's in. I'm pretty sure that's in the body.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Yeah, we're gonna keep the changeling one I did. By the way.
All right. You can kill the fade now, Matt.
Alright.